Every day is just one heartbeat away from a headline. This is Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski, featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
Let's take a look at some more testimony here in the trial of Robert Tellis. This is another ploy of his, which we've seen lately, is, look at me, I'm the victim. Give me some sympathy. Nothing about the victim himself, Jeff Gurman, who's dead, but I am the victim here. Here he is crying on the stand, talking about how he chose to attempt suicide when he knew things were being closed in on him. Let's take a look at that.
This is 82. This is I2. And this is J2.
So I found my wife sitting on the floor in our bedroom in the middle of this mess. And so this for me was, the thing that just broke me. I'm sorry. I knew I didn't do this thing. And yet the police claim to have this evidence. They did what they did to me. And I have $1 million life insurance policy. I didn't want my family to have to go through more torture. And so I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, you know what, if I can avoid the pain that they're going to suffer during this whole circus, then and put some money into their hands to make up for me not being there, then maybe this is the thing to do. But it was, for me, never, I'm not guilty. I didn't kill Mr. Gurman. But as you can see, I attempted suicide.
No puffy eyes, no tears, lots of sniffling, which anyone can do quite easily. You can squint your eyes a lot, but there's still no tears coming out of them. Yeah, what was your thoughts on that, of him talking about, I'm going to commit insurance fraud, basically?
Yeah, I looked closely at those eyes. I just wanted to see, was there any tears? The problem is you really can't manufacture tears. And that's the biggest thing we look for when people put on their, emotional, I'm sad rants, is, are there any tears? There were not any tears. And the other piece of that was, I don't think he has a narcissist typically will not take their life. They always think they can outlive the system. They can outsmart the system. I mean, look at Scott Peterson. He's still going at it. So they keep, they're not going to take their lives. Narcissists just don't do it.
Very rare.
So I think that was just all, a pony show, dog and pony show, to try to get the sympathy. Again, he knows, he's an attorney. He has to get one juror to buy in to part of this. And that's what he's looking for. I don't think he's going to do it, but I know that that's what he's shooting for. Yeah,
it's just so, I don't know. It's a train wreck watching this thing. But yeah, no red eyes, nothing. There's no sign that, and the other sign too is, I mean, have you ever been in a state where you're crying very hard about something? This is a horrible situation. If you're genuinely crying, you don't just come out of that like, oh, okay, by the way, this is how it all went down. No, I mean, your voice would be cracking. There'd be a level of hyperventilation almost, where it's kind of difficult to get words out. It's just, boop, flip the switch, and I'm all good. I can talk about this like nothing happened. And that's another telltale sign here of it just being utter bullshit, and him just trying to somehow manipulate this tragedy into getting people to feel sorry for him, which I think is such a bizarre way to approach this of pity me. if you want to be found innocent, that's not the path to do it. Let's take a look here at another clip from the trial of Robert Tellis. This is Cross and him getting some tough questions dealt his way. Let's see how he reacts to that.
You don't doubt that whoever that is killed Mr. Gehrman. That would be fair, right?
Yes.
Okay. You had mentioned one of the things that struck you was you watched the autopsy, or you saw the autopsy photos, and you were struck by the violence of it, correct?
No, sir.
No, you did not? Were you bothered by the photographs?
I was.
And why is that?
Gruesome. I'm not used to seeing dead people.
Okay. I think you said it was ugly. Is that correct?
I may have.
All right. And you had told this jury that you felt like it looked like someone who knew what they were doing. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You believe this was a professional hit?
And that's what I believe.
Okay. So, and you believe this killer is kind of almost like someone hired to do this job, like an assassin, essentially, right?
That is what I believe, yes, sir.
All right. Now, I want to take a look at this picture for a second. The assassin seems to be wearing a giant sun hat. It's a pretty big hat, right?
Yes, sir.
It's fairly noticeable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You think that might attract attention?
I would think so.
Okay, but this is a professional.
Right.
All right. And this professional is also wearing a bright orange shirt, correct?
Yes, sir.
Professional?
Yes, sir.
But wouldn't that attract attention?
I think that's part of the reason, actually. If I could elaborate.
No. You believe that professional assassins want to draw attention to themselves when they're carrying out murder. That's your testimony?
When they're framing someone, yes, sir.
So the answer to my question is yes. You believe professional assassins like to draw attention to themselves.
It depends on what the nature of their goal is, and if it's to frame someone, yes, sir.
So the answer to my question is yes.
Yes, absolutely.
How many professional assassins in your career in the FBI have you met that like to wear blaze orange and giant hats?
Oh my God!
In broad daylight.
It was just so funny to see to listen to where this prosecutor was going. He did a very masterful job of really painting that as being absurd. And I thought it was very interesting that, of course, I do believe likely Mr. Tellis committed this crime. He's still innocent until the jury comes back. But wow, his decision making was so odd to use that orange shirt, to have that hat, to not get rid of anything. But I have to tell you, Tony, that's why the FBI and law enforcement's in business, because we're counting on the stupidity of the criminals, because those are the criminals that get caught and they make mistakes.
Oh my God. It's and I'm wondering if this was all part of his thought process early on, if in fact he did this of, I'm going to be really obvious because it seems ridiculous, and somehow I'm going to spin this and make it seem like it's even more crazy that I would do that, which is utterly insane. It doesn't play at all. It just shows you're an idiot. A professional assassin standing, like, why doesn't he have like playing a bullhorn or something and have a vehicle with loud noise coming out of it and a spray painted on the side? I'm a killer. I mean, it's insane. It's just insane.
You're in the thick of a true crime saga, every detail sinking in, and then, wham, a commercial about something you couldn't care less about. It's like being served a microwaved dinner at a 5-star restaurant. But it doesn't have to be this way. Go for True Crime Today, Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today, Premium Plus, you get uninterrupted, ad-free episodes, extended interviews that dig even deeper into the muck, and early access so you can brag to your friends. It's like ordering the secret menu at a crime buffet. So, search for True Crime Today, Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and savor every twisted detail without interruption.